Yo, everybody out there. What's up? This is Wesley Forbes. I know this is looking a little different than the normal Wesley Forbes video, but believe me, there's a purpose behind it. I'm actually out here at my church, and here's a shot of what is called Living Word Fellowship. And I got something going on that I wanted to share with you guys. So let's go and take a little look at it. All right, everybody. As you can see here, I actually am setting up a tank here. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I'm barely filling it up with water right here. I got some dry rock in there. I got some sand in there, and this is going to be a fish only tank. And eventually that rock will become live and the sand will become live. And as you see here, I got one of my barrels of pre-mixed salt here. Here goes the other two. And yeah, so we're kind of at the beginning stages. Of course, I've been doing things a little bit at a time, you know, working with the pastor and everything. But he came over to my house and he saw my setup and he was like, man, I would like to have something like that in the church. So this is like the foyer area of the church where people walk in and out of the sanctuary, and they will now be welcomed by an aquarium. So I'll keep you guys up to date with how things are going and what I end up stocking it with and how everything is going. You know, as you can see, it's sitting on a stand here, and the pastor is going to skin that, and then he's also going to build a canopy. So yeah, Wesley Forbes signing out. All right, guys, Wesley T. Forbes here again. And yeah, just the beauty. Here's some stuff that's been happening. My skimmer, my old skimmer that I was gonna use and donate to the build, as I've donated, you know, a few things as it is here. And I plugged it in, and it seemed to be working before, and now it's not working. So there's one of the things that has gone wrong so far. So I've already been here for a couple hours, and the other thing that went wrong is I had a bright idea that I was going to open up the holes on these overflows that I built. Well, I mean the drain that I built inside the overflow, because this came with a overflow already on it, but it, you know, I had to build all the plumbing inside of it. So during my test runs, I, you know, had drilled a hole in the top of the end caps there for the dorsal standpipes. And for some reason today, I thought it'd be a bright idea to open those holes up. So I drilled the hole bigger in both of the dorsal standpipes. Well, when I clicked on the main pump, which is down here, the water just would not stay steady in here, and it would just keep going down and down and down. And at the same time, the water in the tank kept going up and up and up, and it was almost overflowing, and it was over the glass rim of this tank right here. And I was like, what in the life of me is going on here? So what I decided to do, since I knew that, you know, I already messed up, I said, well, let me make the hole bigger and just see if that will help level it out. And so I drilled them in bigger, and they just would not, it was not going good. I'm the only one in the church right now, and so I could not leave to because if I closed the doors, it would lock behind me. So I was like, what am I gonna do? So I called one of the associate pastors who lives here in town, and he went to the hardware store and got some end caps for me. So now I'm back on track, but going through all of that just ate up time of my day that I'm never gonna get back. So I guess the important thing is that the tank is running as it should right now. And if you could see back in here, it has dual drains and dual returns. So I was able to make all that work right like it's supposed to. Now I'm getting ready to set up this ATO to make sure that the water stays here. I don't like they have the water level to be set, of course, a little bit underneath this chamber right here, which I built this little stand here, and I put the sponge here. So, because there was a lot of air bubbles getting in and getting into the tank. So, got a bubble trap right there. This is where it says water level, but I don't like that because that's really close to here, and I don't want it to start sucking air. So, I have my ATO back over there, and I'm thinking that I'm going to set it up where it's at right here and see what level it's going to maintain it at. Hopefully it's going to be close to where it is right now, if not a little bit higher. So oh, by the way, here's the old ones right here. So just for those guys that are doing their own work, too big. It was too big. So yeah, lesson learned. Wesley Forbes signing out. Hey YouTube, Wesley Forbes here. It's been a few hours since the last time I checked in with you on this build, and ran into some problems as I showed you before, and then got it worked out, but ran into some other problems. And let me see if I could show you what's up with that. Well, one of the problems here is whenever I plug in the skimmer, and this is an old skimmer, SWC 160, that I used to have on my 90 back in the day, there's a charge, an electrical charge in the water. When I put my hand in there, it's like, oh, hey, I feel something, it's not right. So if anybody can help me out with that, that would be appreciated. I don't know what it is, but at least I got it limited to the skimmer, and whenever I plug that in. But let me show you underneath here. I have a couple of outlets there. Here's another one over here. Here's my pumps. I got the 2RW8s in there, and then I have a fan. This is a clip-on fan that I got at Walmart to try to help with the temperature, to see if we can keep it controlled, because they don't run the air in here very often, except when we have services during on Sundays, or if we're having a special occasion, Sunday nights and stuff like that. But most during the time they don't, to try to keep the bill down, because it can be quite high. So right now I just put the fan on it, and it hasn't been running very long. I have it on a timer with the lights, so when the lights come on, the fan does as well. And so I brought a couple of thermostats here, and I don't know if you can see that, but one is saying 80.4, one is saying 81 degrees. So all I'm running is a couple of these Kessels, and these are the 350s. So see if that is going to help the situation any. It's going to take some time to see if it brings it down. I have the fan on low right now. I want to see if I can do it on low. I got everything else. I got my fresh water in here. Everything seems to be pretty darn good. I mean, except for the skimmer situation, I should be good to go. I'm gonna let it run for about a week. I still got to dial in the salinity, and once I get that all dialed in, let it run, I'm thinking in about a week I'll be ready to kickstart the cycle. So here it is right here. This is still clearing up. It hasn't, as you can see through, you can't see all the way through it yet. And this is all Starfire glass. So when this thing clears up, it's gonna look really nice. But as you can see here, just giving you a quick view of, you know, everybody likes a really nice tank, and a brand new tank, because it's real sterile and things seem to look nice and clean. As we all know, that all changes once the cycle goes and once things start growing. So just giving you guys a quick glimpse of what's happening here, and let me know what you guys think. This is gonna be a Fowler tank, fish only with live rock. So hopefully it's not gonna be a bear to clean and keep up. But that's what I'm donating my time to do that for the church and stuff like that. So this is what we've been doing. They got this whole little setup like this with this little curtain and rod. So while the tank is in the building phases, just come around here. Pull down the curtains so as to keep the tank pretty much hidden, and all the stuff that we need is hidden. And during the day, most of the day, the lights are out, so you won't be able to see it. And that's how it's done. All right, Wesley Forbes signing out. Hey guys, Wesley Forbes here, and I've come over to the church. It is a Friday, to find out that they are having a wedding, and here's the wedding reception here in the foyer of the church. And that's all well and good. Everybody loves weddings. The problem is, as we start walking through the foyer here, the tank is on full diatom in algae bloom. The tank is finishing up its cycle, which is great news, right? We're all ready for the cycle to end, but we all know what the cycle brings. And right now, look at the tank. I warned them about this, so they are expecting it, and believe me, the pastors are not upset in any way, shape, or form that the tank looks like this, but I'm just kind of bummed out because I would have loved for the tank to be in pristine, and I'm gonna clean it to the best of my ability. But here's the thing, I already kind of wiped the glass down yesterday very briefly because I didn't have much time, and it is already back algae on the glass. So it's just, I mean, I just wish that they could have been here to see a pristine tank, but that is not the case. They are going to see a tank that is going to hopefully look a lot better than it is right now, but not one that's going to be super clean like I wanted it, or like you guys know a tank gets when you first start it up. So just look at here and you can see all the diatoms, which is a good indication that it is doing its thing and that everything is going to be all good, but not for a wedding. So what I told them is, if it's not to a point where they really, feel comfortable with it, just turn the lights off. Just, black the tank out and, go from there. But I did want to give you guys a little, it's even green down here in the sump area. And here's the newer skimmer that somebody sold me at it was a good price. So hopefully it's going to deal, it's rated for a much bigger tank than I have. So hopefully this is going to take care of business. I brought some of my live rock and put that in here, as you can see, and there's some around the back over there, and there's some in here from my tank to help seed it. And I cycled it using 2 clownfish, which you cannot even really see in here because the tank is so dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning this and start doing the maintenance on it, and then I'll try to see what I can get for you guys to look at afterwards. All right, Wesley Forbes signing out. All right guys, I'm back about a couple hours later. I've been working on the tank. I've been doing I did a water change on it, cleaned it up as best as I could. It is a mess right now. As you can see, there's people in here right now working on the final decorations for it, the wedding. And as you can see, it's like as soon as you wipe away the algae, it comes back almost immediately. So this is the best it's gonna get, and I'm just gonna have to try to keep up with it while it's going through the cycling. I wasn't able to, and I didn't even really want to mess around with the sand. As you can see, it still has some stuff on here. I did do the rocks and they came out pretty good, but all in all, it's just not going to be super clear like it's supposed to be to whenever it decides it wants to. It has to go through its thing, as we all know in the hobby, but regular people don't know that. So it is what it is, and I think that they're going to end up just turning the lights off when the wedding or the reception is going on. All right guys, so I'll see you guys next time, and as I do another update. But this is where we are right now. Cycling is almost over. Wesley Forbes signing out.